The content of this show is intended for beauty professionals and service providers. It contains industry info that clients might not want to hear, especially when it is about clients who behave badly. Pour yourself a cocktail and enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my beauty besties. I just wanted to do an update because I realized that I've been doing a podcast for the last few months. There's about 7 episodes, and it's something that I started because I realized that to move into the next phase of my career, I'm 20 years in the nail business, and I've educated and I've taught and I've mentored, and I don't have time to write a book, but I do have time to talk. So I started a podcast, and I just recently uploaded an episode about SMART goals. And one major flaw is that in doing my podcast, it's just been kind of on the fly. And as people in the beauty business, we do a lot of stuff on the fly, nothing written down, nothing concrete. And so I've been struggling because I know up in here what I want to do with the podcast and where I want to go with it, but I don't have anything concrete written in paper with a timeline and with all the things that I just outlined in the latest episode. So you got to practice what you preach. So I am going to sit down over the next few weeks, and with this podcast, now that I've figured it out, I've worked out most of the bugs and have figured out how to edit it, produce it, how long they should be. I try to keep them 30 minutes or less. They should be easily digestible, but there's topics I want to touch on, and I've just been kind of all over the place. So in saying that, I am going to practice what I preach and develop the goal of how this podcast is going to unfold. So I'm going to take a little break, probably through till mid-August. I may post some random salon dramas and things just to keep everybody updated. But I want to start a series for those people who might just be starting out in a salon studio, renting on their own. You might have graduated cosmetology school, or whatever service you provide may have started since the pandemic. Where do you start with your business? Again, a lot of people start these things on the fly with no business plan, no budget. You look in your bank account, you say, okay, I have enough money for that today, and you go for it, which a lot of people don't have the nerve to do. So if you have the nerve to start it on the fly, good for you for jumping in head first. But sometimes you got to take a step back, reel things in, and put everything down on paper so that they are specific, measurable, achievable, and that you can put a timestamp on them to know where you're heading and where you are right now. And that's all about the last episode, developing a goal, developing a SMART goal. That covers all of that. And so it was funny because when I was reading the sheet from a goal I established 15 years ago, I realized that is still a main goal and a priority of mine, is to be a standing appointment only business. I've been very successful in achieving that since I have typically always been a one-person business. I've had employees here and there, but my personal income and my personal services have been standing appointments mainly, with other people that weed in and out, and having that boundary and having it very strict, because that is exactly what I want. That came from a goal sheet written 15 years ago. Still is very, very relevant in my business today. So saying that, I'm going to take a step back and really evaluate the podcast, really evaluate how I'm going to market it, how I'm going to spread the word. Obviously, I count on you guys. If you've enjoyed the content, I would love for you to let me know. But really develop it into a point where it is a pivot point for me personally. So if you've enjoyed the content of the podcast, I would love to hear from you. If you'd like to be a guest, or if you have a story to share, or even have a problem to share and you want to remain anonymous, but you'd like to hear the topic talked about, let me know. Message me through Facebook or Instagram. Instagram, you can message me at Solo Salon Owner. And Facebook, you can just find me, Adrienne Schottler, and shoot me a message. Or you can always message me, email me, or text me through my beauty website. But you're going to get intermixed with clients and all that stuff. And that's part of the thing that I have to establish is I have to establish a separate life for this podcast, a separate entity, I guess. So thanks for hanging in there with me while I experiment with the process. But like I said, I think I've got it narrowed down. So it's time to fine tune it. I hope you guys have a great week. Stay cool out there, and I will chat with you soon.